Closing arguments have begun in the trial of accused triple murderer Erin Patterson after a 3-day break. The prosecution has told the jury there are 4 calculated deceptions at the heart of the case. It alleged Ms Patterson deliberately served poisoned meals to her guests and later embarked on a sustained cover-up. The 50-year-old finished giving evidence last week. She's denied deliberately poisoning anyone and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. The Age's crime and justice reporter Erin Patterson was in court today. Erin, what does the prosecution say are the 4 calculated deceptions?
Yeah, this was said at the very beginning of the day, and it really set it up for the jury as to how the prosecution was going to close their case. And they said the first of those 4 alleged deceptions were Erin Patterson's fabricated cancer claim. The second, they said, was the fact that Erin Patterson served her lunch guests a lethal dose of mushroom poisoning. The fourth was that there was attempts made by Erin Patterson to allegedly fake her illness and make herself look sick. And also the fact that she allegedly partook in a really sort of sustained pattern of behaviour after the lunch to conceal her crimes and cover up the real truth. And as part of that, Nanette Rogers explained to the jury that this was actions including dumping the dehydrator at the tip soon after she was released from hospital.
Erin, a lot of focus in court today on the hospital and how sick Erin Patterson actually was. What was the prosecution's argument there?
Yeah, the prosecution's argument was, would a person essentially go to hospital, be there for 5 minutes and leave and say that they would return later and return 2 hours later after being told that they may have been exposed to a fatal dose of mushroom toxin? They say at this time, Erin Patterson knew that her in-laws were unwell, that all 4 of them were in hospital, and as their conditions seriously deteriorated and they ended up in organ failure and alike, Erin Patterson was sitting in the back of an ambulance, appearing quite calm and chatting with paramedics on her way to her second hospital. She was then released soon after with a clean bill of health, and at this time all 4 of her lunch guests were in comas. They were intubated and unable to breathe on their own. So it was the parallels of their conditions that the prosecution really took the jury through today to help them determine whether or not they will find that she was sick or feigning her illness.
So we've seen Erin Patterson on the stand for the last week and a half. The prosecution is, it seems, drawing attention to the idea that her evidence isn't consistent with the evidence that other witnesses gave. What are they saying about that?
Yeah, there was a lot of this today about who said what and at what point, and did this change throughout anybody's evidence. And some of those included at what time and date did Erin Patterson begin to feel sick. Now, she told the jury heard some witnesses that she was feeling unwell within a couple of hours of the lunch, but told another witness that she became sick at about midnight after that 1 o'clock lunch. There was other evidence where one other witness said that the following day, the day when Erin Patterson drove to Tyab, about a 2 and a bit hour round trip, she was telling another witness that she had explosive diarrhoea during that time. And so the suggestion was, is that possible? Could you have done that if you were in that sort of condition? So those were the sorts of claims that were tested today, and the jury were challenged to think about and weigh up whether or not that could help them or not help them come to a verdict.
Erin, it feels like a lifetime you've been down there in Morwell. So tell us what's coming up next in the trial.
Yeah, we're at day 32 today, the start of week 8. Now, this is a trial that was estimated to run for about 6 weeks, and we know that time frame is now blown out. Today, we started with the prosecution's closing addresses. That's estimated to go for between a day or 2. After they finish that, the defence then have their chance to get up and tell the jury why they should or shouldn't believe anything that they've been told during the last few weeks. And once that's concluded, we know that the judge turns his mind to addressing the jury, giving them instructions on what they should or shouldn't consider and what all these legal words really mean to help them when they are sent away for their deliberations. So still a few days to go.
Erin Patterson, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.